Hello, my name is Jim Berthold. I'm a Senior Solutions Engineer with Flexera Software in the Entitlement and Compliance Management Division. Today, I'm going to be giving you a demonstration of Flexera's compliance management solution. Although the main purpose of this video is to provide a demonstration, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about compliance management, what it is, the challenges it faces, how they're being addressed, and then provide a demonstration immediately following. With that being said, let's get right to it. There's a big problem with compliance in the software industry. A 2011 IDC report states the global software industry revenues reached $325 billion. A BSA report states that in that same year, the global value of pirated software is 20% of that number, or $63.5 billion. Here, the term pirated refers to purposeful overuse of the software as well as unintentional overuse. In the US alone, BSA calculates the value of pirated software at $9 billion, which we believe is mostly unintentional or inadvertent overuse. So these are users who think that they are using software in compliance with their license agreements. Intelligent device manufacturers and software vendors have attempted to address this non-compliance issue using a variety of different licensing approaches. These range from a strict enforcement or denial of service to a do-nothing on the other end of the spectrum, where compliance is resolved by on-site software audits. In the past, Flexera Software has concentrated on the denial of service or strict enforcement by providing licensed technology for that strict enforcement. For example, if an end user is trying to use an application and they don't have a license or a sufficient quantity of licenses of a specific feature, they may not be able to use the application or it may be crippled in some way. We're seeing an enterprise trend towards more flexible license models, and we expect that this trend will continue, where you'll have strict enforcement in certain geographical areas, perhaps in those with more intentional piracy, and have a trust but verify but pay for overuse model with specific customers or in areas where piracy is not so prevalent. And we call these usage-based approaches, where you allow use of your software and then pay for any additional overuse. We're seeing this enterprise push towards more flexible license models for many reasons. One is project-based pricing. And many times in the enterprise, applications are only being used during certain phases of a project, and the enterprises don't want to pay for software when it's not being used. They want to pay for actual usage. Another thing is they want to have flexibility to be able to ramp up departments or easily move applications from one division or one location to the other without having to worry about the actual licenses themselves. Finally, we believe that CIOs and IT folks are bringing their personal experiences into the workplace with devices such as iPads, where there is licensing underneath the covers, but it is essentially invisible and easy to use. And based on these inputs, the software producers will need to establish these trust but verify and pay for overuse types of license models. To correctly implement a true trust but verify or usage-based licensing model, there are several steps that need to happen. The first thing that you want to do is capture the usage. The next thing is you want to be able to share that usage with the software producer and also provide a view for the enterprise so that they can manage their entitlements. Think of this like a cell phone plan, where you can use the #BAL feature on a cell phone to get your up-to-date usage of minutes for that month. The third thing you want to do is to be able to reconcile that use against the entitlement. And the final thing is to act on that entitlement. And that could take many forms. It could be a trigger to a CRM system to have a salesperson or a channel partner contact the end customer for a true-up or a ramp-up of capabilities. It could be a feed to an automated billing service to bill that end customer for the overages. Flexera Software recently announced a partnership with Zuora to provide this type of functionality. The third thing could be a pure pay for overuse, although we don't think that model is going to be quite so popular because it is unpredictable. Software producers can't easily predict their revenues if the end customers haven't prepaid for some amount of usage. And it's unpredictable from the end user side as well. They don't want to have a surprise at the end of the billing period. They want to know and be able to budget for their usage. What do we track with these type of usage models? We've spoken with many software producers and intelligent device manufacturers, and here's an example of some of the type of features, or what we call meters. These could be the number of compilations of a design, or the number of drawings rendered in 3D, or it could be the amount of data converted from one format to the other, the number of email messages sent for a marketing campaign, or the number of characters translated for localization services for websites. And what we're finding is software producers are choosing features or meters that are closely tied to the value of the software that they're providing. Now for the demonstration of Flexera Software's compliance management solution, we're going to use a fictitious company by the name of PhotoSharePub. PhotoSharePub provides a service where users can upload photos, share it with other users, and they can also request physical prints. So like other software producers, they're choosing meters that are closely tied to the value of the service they're providing. So the meters in this particular instance will be the number of users, it will be the amount of storage in gigabytes, as well as the number of allowable prints per month. So PhotoSharePub has various plans that you can prepay for a certain number of users, amount of storage, and a number of prints. And then if you exceed those quantities, you will then be billed for the overages. In this example, we're going to be using what we call uncapped meters, which allows the user to go over their entitled quantity and be billed appropriately. The technology also supports features that could be simply on or off, or features that are capped at a certain limit so that the users can't use more than what they're entitled to. Now I'm going to show you a high-level overview of the entitlement process and how the data is collected. So here I have a customer that's going to be placing an order with PhotoSharePub. They've purchased a plan that has 25 users, 2 gigabytes of storage, and 500 prints per month. Once PhotoSharePub receives that order, they are going to place an entitlement for it in FlexNet Operations. FlexNet Operations is a SaaS multi-tenant solution provided by Flexera Software that's been used for over 15 years to provide entitlement-based software and license key delivery. That entitlement will be sent to FlexNet Operations, and a usage server will be provisioned for each end customer. Once that entitlement has been placed, an order notification can be sent to the end customer with the details of their purchase, and will also show them how to access their personalized portal with their usage data. The customer can then use the PhotoSharePub application. They can upload photos, request prints, etc., and that usage data is then going to be sent back over the internet to that usage server. The PhotoSharePub application will have FlexNet licensing embedded within it, which will actually be used to send that data. And at any point in time, the customer, as well as PhotoSharePub, will have a portal to log into to view that actual usage. So here's an example of a notification email that could be sent to the end customer following entitlement. It can be branded in the software producer's look and feel, and it can have details of their order. So in this case here, they've purchased 2 gigabytes of storage, 25 users, and 500 prints per month. There's also a link here to access their entitlement-based portal. So I'm going to click on that link, and now I'm going to log in to the portal that is hosted by Flexera. So now I'm logged into the usage portal, and to reiterate, this is hosted by Flexera Software, but it's branded in the look and feel of the software producer. So for all intents and purposes, end customers will think that they're logged into a portal that's hosted by the software producer or PhotoSharePub in this example. So you can see here I'm logged in as Jim Berthold, and the account I belong to is PhotoSharePub customer. And I'm seeing a view of the meters for this particular application. So here I have the number of pictures printed, photo storage, and number of users. And I can see here that the heading is color-coded depending on the level of usage. If my usage is between 0 and 75%, the heading will be in green. If it's between 75 and 100%, it'll be in yellow. And if it's greater than 100%, if I'm in an overage situation, it'll be displayed in red. So here I can see that my photo storage, I'm in an overage condition. Along with these gauges, we also have the billing period displayed, the actual usage. So you can see here for the number of pictures printed, I've printed 240 out of 500 pictures. It displays the overage quantity as well as the reset interval, and that interval will depend on the type of meter or feature. It could be something that's reset every billing period. For example, the number of pictures is per month, so every month the counter will be reset to 0. Other meters, such as photo storage, are not reset at the end of a billing period. So let's say I want to investigate the photo storage to see what my actual usage is. We provide a download link for each meter so that you can view the usage data. So here I have the usage data, and I have various parameters here that you can see. I have a transaction timestamp. I've got a usage count, so that's going to be the actual size of the photo in megabytes that was uploaded. I have a user ID, who sent that picture, as well as a file name. There's also other parameters that are sent that are optional and may be specific to each software producer. But I can scroll through here to look at all of the sizes of the pictures that have been uploaded and who's uploaded them throughout this billing period to see if there's anything unusual. In this view, you can also refer back to earlier billing periods. This entitlement was originally placed back in October, so I can go back over the past few months and get a snapshot of the usage at the end of any given billing period. So for example, let's say I go back to November 1st. Here I can see that in that billing cycle, I was near an overage condition with both number of pictures printed as well as photo storage. Number of users was 56%. What I'll do now is go back to my current billing cycle. The next thing I want to show is actually sending some usage data to the system. The next thing I'd like to do is show you an example of sending some usage data from an application to FlexNet Operations. Here, if we look at the number of users, you can see I'm currently at 18 users out of my entitled 25. So I have an application here that represents the PhotoShare Pub application. It's a very simple application, but I can use this to request usage. So I'm going to request an additional user. So I've sent that, it indicates a success, and that data will get updated in the portal in about 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm going to show some other features and then come back and we'll take a look at this usage. So now I'm going to show you some of the other views of usage data that we provide on the portal. If I click on this second icon, we display the results in a tabular form. And it provides the same data, similar that we provide with the gauges, the actual entitled use, any overages, reset intervals, billing periods, etc. And again, I can download the usage data for each one of these meters accordingly. Here, though, I can also download a summary of all of the features that are currently in use for this billing period. So I'm going to click on that download summary. And here you see I have aggregate usage for this billing period for pictures printed, photo storage, and number of users. The third view that we provide is in a timeline format. Here I can zoom in on a particular meter and I can see the trends over the past several billing periods. So here I'm looking at the number of pictures printed The display in yellow here is the actual daily usage, the blue is the aggregate usage, and the purple is my entitled quantity. So you can see in this first billing cycle, I was in an overage condition, and I've been under my entitled or licensed quantity over the past several billing periods. I can do this for any of the 3 meters. If I look at photo storage in megabytes, I can see this similar type of data. I can see that the trend over time, and as you can see, I am in an overage condition in the photo storage. And thirdly, I can look at number of users. I can use this zoom feature here on the timeline, or I could specify a particular timeline via the zoom feature here. The last view that we provide is a timeline view for all of the meters. And here, if I zoom in on my 3-month billing period, I can see pictures printed here in yellow, photo storage in blue, and number of users in purple. And the y-axis in this case is the actual overage percentage, so anything over 100% indicates that I'm in an overuse situation. If you only want to view 1 or 2 of these meters, you can deselect those and limit the view. So we provide this view in several different formats so people can understand their usage. What I'd like to do now is go back to that gauge view, and let's take a look at the number of users. Previously it was at 18, now you can see it is at 19, and that's put me over the 75% range, so now that title is in yellow where it was in green previously. In summary, the compliance management solution was developed to address those diverse customer needs. The intent is to make licensing easy, to maximize revenue, and to get compliance management right. With Flexera Software's compliance management solution, we're providing one solution with flexibility to support the full spectrum of licensing models, ranging from that hard enforcement or denial of service through the trust but verify but pay for overusage. And it provides a single source of truth between both you, the software producers, as well as the end customers. And it's built upon the market-leading FlexNet licensing and FlexNet operations technology.